the not head of Twitter, but like head of Twitter, Elon Musk, who is again a free speech warrior and believes that everything is fair game and we should say whatever we want, has decided that actually, no, there's a new word that he does not like. In fact, he's deemed a new word a slur on Twitter. That's what he's saying, and that word is cis or cisgendered. Again, which means someone whose gender identity matches their sex assigned at birth, right? So that's what it is. That's all it is. Not a trans person, of course. How did this happen? How did Elon Musk decree that this is now a slur to call someone cis or say cisgendered? What was this guy, James Esses, who apparently leads some sort of organization called Thoughtful Therapy? Yeah, and he had some thoughts. So Mr. Blue Checkmark over here said, yesterday after posting a tweet saying that I reject the word cis and don't wish to be called it, I received a slew of messages from trans activists calling me sissy and telling me that I am cis, whether or not I like it. Just imagine if the roles were reversed. Oh, imagine, Dewey. No, don't have to. Don't have to, because trans activists and trans people are harassed every single day on Twitter and many other platforms online in the real world as well. But anyway, because this is a guy with a blue check mark, Musk, of course, had to reply, and he replied this: repeated targeted harassment against any account will cause the harassing accounts to receive at minimum temporary suspensions. The word cis or cisgender are considered slurs on this platform. But of course, he had to follow it up with a poll because he has to ask all his minions, all his reply guys, do you think cis is a slur? And 78% of respondents said yes. So all of that from, again, incredibly scientific polling that he did on Twitter, that only he has access to. Anyway, so he then tweets, people overwhelmingly reject this obvious slur that bigots are trying to impose. And James Esses said, thank you for standing up to reality, Elon. I love you, bro. Here's another $8. Could I get a pass this month?
Well, I mean, look, it's obviously easy to mock, and it should continue to be mocked. But look, he paid $8 to the richest person in the world, which is objectively embarrassing. But look what he got for it. He got to effectively outlaw 2 words that hurt his fifis.
Yep.
That's $4 a word. If this is his first month, that's actually a pretty good return on investment for an overly sensitive little guy.
Here's what I don't get, and we could throw up graphic 7. Remember when Elon took over Twitter, neo-Nazis, anti-Semites, and the N-word, just flooding the entire space, just profanity nonstop, slur, 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 slur. So if by their definition, cis is a slur, wouldn't they want to use it? Didn't they never meet a slur they didn't like? I thought it was Slur Central. Slurping it up. This is a slur station, baby. It's a Slurpee. Let's go.
I thought it was free
speech. What he wanted.
I thought you were supposed to be able to say whatever you want. Obviously, you're not. No, look, the issue for me isn't so much this guy. This guy is there's thousands of this guy out there. He's the same as other guys. It's that Elon Musk, again, immediately replied. Elon Musk presumably is on Twitter right now, as I am saying this. He is just searching to see if people have tweeted at him, I guess, if they're just tweeting certain words all day long. Like, you might think that if you had billions of dollars, you would be happier. Not so fast. Maybe you would just spend all day on Twitter, because he certainly does. This is what he does. He replies to guys like this, James, who I've gone to his profile now. It's a thing about safeguarding children, so I have a pretty good idea of who he is. Someday his name will come up in the news again, probably for something that doesn't reflect as well on him. I will also say this, he loves that Elon Musk has cast his divine light on him. He's tweeting nonstop, including misgendering people and stuff like that. The dude is apparently a massive fan of retweeting his own tweets. He's retweeting pretty much everything that he puts out. This is influence farming. This is not about saving children. This isn't about language. His feelings are not hurt. Yeah, he was harassed, and he's spent every single moment on Twitter since that happened, tweeting and replying and all that. No, this is about raising a profile so he can put out an ebook or a podcast or whatever. It's all monetary. It's pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just want to clarify a little bit about cis also and that terminology, right? Like I guarantee you this guy's not been called cis. Guaranteeing you he has not been called cisgender. I think a lot of times when I say the word cis, it's to explain privilege, basically. Like if you are cisgendered, like you have a certain amount of gender privilege, right? Whereas trans people do not have that privilege. But it is not a common tossed around terminology that everyone is being called, right? And so the fact that he's pointing it out, that it like triggers him, is again why he then got trolled. It was this. Let's go to graphic 9. It was used in regards to sexuality in 1914 by a German book on sexology. However, the word cisgender was first coined in 1994 by a grad student who, in an article for Huffington, from this article in Huffington Post, she said she was working on a paper about the health of trans teens. She needed a term for the opposite of transgender and looked to chemistry for inspiration and landed on cisgender. And cis is a Latin term that means on the side of, so on the same side of, usually in geography. For example, the region between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea is called Cisjordan. Who knew?
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.